All right, are you ready for another little Christmas decoration? Excuse me. So for this one, I'm going to be using our Merry Christmas transfer. This is one of the new ones out of the new catalog. It's a C size transfer. Retail is $24.99 for this one. And I'm also going to be using one of our new box boards. So I did one of these the other day with Easton when I did the family and home. So because I'm going to be using white, I'm going to use this backside for the Christmas because I want the stark contrast. And then what I think I'm going to do on this side is do the fresh pumpkins. So I have one board then that I can use for Christmas and Thanksgiving, or Christmas and fall. So with this transfer, let me move this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. Hi, Stacy. Let me... Okay. So with this one, there's multiple pieces on this. So you're going to see this faint white line. Those are your cut lines, okay? So they're just going to show you where they recommend that you cut it. Now, I have had transfers that I will cut like this part down if it's not fitting on what I'm working with. So feel free to cut wherever you want. Just be careful though, because you don't want to get too close to the actual silk screen, the open spot, because if you do, you will ruin your screen, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut all these apart right now. So this one has 5 different pieces to it. And like this great big one over here, I would probably cut this one down because I don't need all that, and I don't want it to pull up any paste from any other parts that I might be working on, okay? So again, I'm going to stick this down, and because I'm working with the back side of this board, I want to make sure I get it good and fuzzed because of the stain on that board. I don't want my transfer to pick up any of that stain. It's not going to hurt my transfer, but it's going to make my board have discolor to it. So I should be working on lesson plans. I did that for a little bit yesterday, but I still have a long ways to go. But I wanted to have a little bit of fun this morning. I have a meeting this afternoon at school. I need to go into my room and clean for a little bit today. So I was hoping to have a little bit of fun before I had to go do all that. Okay, so the trickiest part is getting it centered. And like, quite honestly, I just eyeball stuff. I probably shouldn't, but I do. I have a tape measure somewhere, but I can kind of even see that. Yeah, this needs to go over. I'm not super picky when it comes to this. It's a little bit better, but it still needs to go over some. So you can't necessarily just go by the transfer itself, okay? Because you'll notice this was a longer piece that was cut out there. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before, and because this is a larger squeegee or a larger transfer area, I'm going to squeegee all my air bubbles out. And then I'll go up here and do the same thing. And then I'm just going back and kind of feeling to make sure that I got everything good and down. Looks good. And we're going to be really plain. I'm going to do white, but like I said, I want it to really stand out. This board would be great for a create and take party, especially with that home and family, because you can do both sides of it. So I am booking into August and September, end of August, because I have to have time to order things. But the way the create and takes work is you pick the surface, and I will come up with a couple of different transfers your guests can choose from. They pre-order from me, and yeah, I show up at your house or wherever you want to have it at, and we have fun. You know what? I'm going to get a ruler because that still doesn't look very straight. If this were just for me, like I said, I wouldn't care so much, but it's probably one that I'm going to be selling. So, and I got Matt's fancy little ruler here. So I'm going to go from that point just over 7. Yeah, that's not even straight. Okay, so let's lift this off. So you can see where my transfer kind of pulled off of that. Just over the 16. Well, this is not straight at all. Needs to go to the right now a little bit. Well, goodness sakes here. Just to the 5. Okay, that's better. It's good enough. So let me go back and squeegee this again. Sorry about that. And with all of the extra little decorations that came with this one, I could have just used those to kind of add on to it if I didn't think it was straight, but because I'm going to be selling this one, I don't want somebody to pick it up and be like, man, she can't tell if something's straight or not. Okay, so I had an air bubble over there. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to use my angled squeegee for this one just because I have a bigger area. So I'm going to dip that in, making sure that I get the whole thing covered. This squeegee actually fits a lot better into our 3-ounce jars, but I'm trying to use up all my 2 ounces. Now, the one thing with this board that's different from the last piece I just made, this is not washable. So I need to be a little bit more careful not to get it onto the actual board. I obviously don't want to mess up, okay, because I can't wash it off of here. This is a one and done board. It's not a, hey, let's change up the design. So you can see I can do a lot larger area with this squeegee as well, which is another reason why I love it. And I love all the different angles that it has. Okay, I want to make sure I don't have any lines going through my letters. And then I have all parts done. That looks pretty good. Okay, now I don't want to pull right here because it's going to rip my transfer where it was cut. And there you go. So I will let this dry. I can take a blow dryer to it if I want to as well. And then I can actually go back and I might add some holly over on one side, or maybe I'll put it over here. Maybe I'll put it on both. We'll see. Okay. So super easy. Again, I'm just going to take this and put it under my water. Oh, Stacy, I just saw your comment. You'd like to have a party? That is awesome. I will message you with all the details. Okay. And start looking at a date. How the Chalk Couture party works for me is when you have 6 paid guests, your project is free. And then any sales from that night, you get 10% of that towards a purchase that you want to make from the catalog. So that sounds awesome. Yeah, I will message you, Stacy. Okay. So let me go wash this. I'm going to let this dry before I go back and do the pumpkin side. But thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you are interested in checking out any of our transfers and other products that we have, you can visit my website at amberreed.chalkcouture.com. And we'll see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.